Okay, first recording in a long time. Going up on YouTube, so I'm very hoping this doesn't get copyrighted or anything. So, today I'm going to be looking at the Pokemon Presents, because I was not awake when it shipped. I wasn't awake when it happened, and I got up the moment I was able to and saw it. It's, I don't think it had the same appeal, but, you know. I know this is going up after the hype and everything, after people have already streamed it, have reacted to it and everything, but still. And if you hear anything in the background, just family. Both my niece and nephew are here because they're sick, so they can't go to school. So, if you hear anything in the background, just ignore it. Alright. Yeah, I kind of like the design of the TV. It's a little adorable.
Hello everyone, I'm Ishihara from the Pokemon Company. Today,
Yeah, I always like seeing Ishihara. Just mainly because of all the games and everything in the background he has. It was cool to see somebody like that. Sorry, I had to pause the video for a moment. Not the video, I had to pause recording for a bit. But yeah, no, I always like seeing him come on because he always has all the Pokemon and everything next to all the Pokemon stuff behind him. Especially, I love the little plush.
February 27 is Pokemon Day. This
Yes,
is
which
the date
definitely
the
means I'm older than
Red
Pokemon.
and Pokemon Green games were first released in Japan, marking the beginning
fine.
of the Pokemon
I'm
series.
older than the video games.
It's been 29 years since the birth of Pokemon, and we've reached this milestone through the support.
Let me just say that when I first watched this and I saw him make the announcement of it being 29 years, am I the only one who feels like that's an odd number? Because I don't know, I feel like it being 29 years, that's usually not a milestone. Milestones are usually something like 25, 30s, even 40s. Just something that ends in a 5 or a 0, just not like a 29. I mean, I kind of get it. Like, they're going strong. I can't really say they're going strong. I have yet to get back into Scarlet or Violet, even though I ended up buying Sword and Shield twice before Scarlet and Violet came out. I mean, still, just the fact that they're a large company and everything, I don't think much of them having a 29 kind of milestone anniversary. But then again, most of this stuff probably won't be coming out until maybe next year either. So,
Support of all you trainers around the world. Thanks to all of you, it's now possible to enjoy Pokemon each day in a variety of ways. We hope to keep bringing you new experiences to brighten your day-to-day lives with Pokemon. In today's broadcast, we'll be sharing all the latest news about Pokemon, including our newest titles. Please enjoy the presentation.
It's the Netflix series Pokemon Concierge. Taking place at the
yeah,
Pokemon
I've
resort
never had
on
too
a
much of an
tropical
interest in
island,
the
the story follows
show.
Haru, who is still finding her feet as a new concierge, and Psyduck
I mean,
as they
don't get me
grow
wrong, it
together
looks
through their
great and
interactions
everything.
with the resort's Pokemon
I
guests.
do like the stop
Its charm
motion,
lies
the way
in
they
the
make a
warm
lot of
visuals
Pokemon
that can
look
be
is
achieved only
fantastic.
through stop-motion animation. And new episodes of
Right.
Pokemon Concierge are in production.
which is
They are
kinda meh
slated for
to me.
release in September 2025. What sort of Pokemon will Haru and Psyduck welcome as guests next? Take a first look at a few of the Pokemon they will meet in this motion test footage. Just look at the personality and how they move. But there's more. For a limited time, the first 4 episodes are available to watch on Pokemon's official YouTube channel for free. Please take this chance to watch them if you haven't been able to tune in to Pokemon Concierge yet. And we hope you look forward to the new episodes as well.
Hello everyone, I'm Utsunomiya from the Pokemon Company. Next,
Yeah, even
we have a number of
Utsunomiya,
other announcements
it's
to share
kind of
with
cool to see he has all that stuff behind him to show that he really enjoys the Pokemon brand.
In Pokemon Go Tour Unova Global will take place on March 1st and March 2nd. This event can be enjoyed at no cost from anywhere in the world where Pokemon Go is available. During the event, the legendary Pokemon...
I'm gonna pause here just to say, I more or less don't really play Pokemon Go anymore. For a few reasons. One, I don't do a lot of, like, traveling or anything. And the game is mostly focused on people getting out there, going to all these different locations, places, and everything, trying to look for Pokemon to catch in all these different areas. I don't do that. I'm the kind of person who's extremely comfy, just being at home, just watching videos, doing games, doing this. If I ever go out, it's mostly with friends, and it's mostly just to 1, maybe 2 locations. Like, last week we just ended up going to a main event, and that was pretty much it. Okay, no, I'm sorry, I'm listening to my sister in the back. But yeah, so Pokemon Go wasn't. I kind of enjoy it. I still do enjoy it, and whenever I do think about going back, because I do have quite a few Pokemon. I have a Napsol, I have a Gardevoir, I have a Marshadow. And I bring up the Bonetera thing with Marshadow later and why he's special to me, besides just him being a special Pokemon. But, yeah, so I kind of stopped because I'm not willing to go around and do a lot of traveling. And I don't know if other people have this kind of issue. I know Makochi has this issue because when I brought it up with Akira, with Makochi in the room, he pretty much agreed with me. The issue that I have with Pokemon Go a lot is that whenever the updates happen, it always asks me to delete other apps for more space. Like, I might have to get like a special phone in order to do games, but as of right now, that's kind of not gonna happen. It may happen later on, it may not, I have no idea. I'm really thinking about it. It's just the fact that I would have to talk to my phone provider to try and set up another line and everything to kind of do all this. But as for the moment, no, I'm not really thinking much about it. So yeah, whereas I'm sure this new stuff with Pokemon Go is going to be amazing, and a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun with this, I'm kind of going to keep my distance because, you know, just the way it is.
Black Kyurem and White Kyurem will appear in raid battles and elsewhere. Also, trainers will soon have a chance to encounter Victini and Shiny Meloetta. We'll also share promo codes for everyone to enjoy. We hope you're looking forward to the new Season 2.
Yes, even... This just really makes me want to play EX as well. But again, my phone is very crappy, it can't do shit, so...
Let's ride this wave! Surf's up!
We're heating up! Let's give it our all!
Pokemon Masters EX!
No. I do play a bit of Pokemon Cafe every now and then on my tablet. Just, it's not like an everyday thing. It's more just like a here and there whenever like one of my games is loading or it's trying to update and everything. So I just can do a little here and there kind of thing. I might get back into it just because of the update that's coming by. Not much for Flapple or Appleton, but mostly for these guys. This Pikachu looks adorable. And Pikachu with a little bubbly. Oh my god, and yes. This is gonna be amazing. I looked it up through the game. This is gonna be happening nearing the end of March. So if you haven't played Pokemon Sleep and you're interested in either Celestia or Darkrai, definitely get into the game now because this is gonna be awesome. I am so aiming for Darkrai. Yeah, I've never been much into Unite, mainly because I've never been too much into any kind of PvP games. Any game with PvP, I feel like it takes the fun out of a lot of it, because I'm mostly there for the story, whereas PvP, there are some lore to the game, but just not,
Remote Stadium will be returning to
there's some lore to a lot of PvP stuff. Like, I know that Fortnite has a lot of lore to it, but it's also the fact that Fortnite also has this weird thing with it where, how do I say? The community is a bunch of shits. I'm sorry if you like Fortnite and everything. I'm not trying to bag on you in particular, unless what I'm about to say is gonna be you. But what I hate the most about Fortnite is a community of people who will go on there, who will bitch and complain about losing a match, or that their teammate aren't helping them enough, when all this other is going on. They have to survive as well in order to help you. Yeah, honestly, to me it's just kind of terrible all around. But you know, people like it. There are some people out there who play the game without being able to rage. And if that's you, kudos on you. That's actually cool. But if anybody's watching this, which I kind of doubt I'm going to get many views, but if anybody out there plays Fortnite and they do nothing but rage, have multiple different things, then yeah, no, I'm sorry. You're one of the people that I really don't want to play with. Like, again, I play a lot of single player games because a lot of single player games are rich in story, lore, and just a chance for somebody to have a good time. But a lot of PvP kind of sucks that out because PvP has to be fast paced because you're going up against multiple people all at once. Unless you can get a small group together in the lobby to where, like, it's only y'all, I highly doubt that it's going to be all that exciting to play and actually enjoy the experience.
ranked matches. Enjoy intense battles in the unforgettable Remote Stadium. A new type of battle is also arriving, called First to 500. In it, a new feature called Eos Technology allows you to gain special effects when you score a certain number of points. Plus, look forward to an updated map. With updated wild Pokemon, the win condition is simple. Be the first to score 500 points.
Oh my god, and yes, when I saw this, it was magnificent. So the app is still new. If I remember correctly, the app came out about maybe November or so. And since then, we not only have the 3 original packs that originally came out, but we also have the Celebi, the Dialga and Palkia, and now this. Which I'm hoping to actually bring Fairy into this now. God, that's gonna be amazing. And going back. And yeah, this comes out tomorrow. That's gonna be amazing. Okay. Yeah, again, not much into the ranking stuff, so. Yeah, I mean, already looking at this, anybody would know right off the bat that it's another card thing. Just the fact that it's EX coming back. That is fantastic. And what I think is kind of broken about these is the fact that these aren't just how do I say? These aren't just simple mega forms. If you look here and here, these aren't just mega forms. These aren't just mega forms. These are evolutionary cards. I don't know how it worked with the old Mega Evolutions. Hold on, let me take a look. Yeah, no, I just took a look at the Gardevoir one, the Mega Gardevoir one I have, and yeah, no, it says that it needs the base card of Gardevoir. So, unless there's something different about this from the old ones, either we can use these with the second stage evolution, permanently making them Megas, or this whole entire thing right here is kind of a typo, and we still need the actual evolution to make Mega. But if we don't, that's honestly fantastic still. Yeah, I'm going out and look for those cards.
Next, allow me to share some news about the Pokemon video game series. In the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games, we're celebrating Pokemon Day with a Rotom phone case giveaway.
Yeah.
Along with a mass outbreak event and other in-game events to come.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't played Scarlet and Violet in a long time. I kind of got out of it and I've never tried to go back.
Battle events.
I've been too much into a lot of other stuff that has been going on.
And even more Pokemon are planned to appear in the future. We hope you continue to enjoy the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games.
I mean, the only reason I think I might go back is to get some Pokemon from the game into my home. That way, I can try to maybe use them on the next one. Yeah, growing up, I wasn't as popular as this, so I didn't have a lot of friends to play the game with. I'm sorry, hold on. Sorry about that. I had to walk away for a moment. I have no idea why I'm apologizing. I just stopped I just paused the record and just come around back, so literally not a second has. I was so used to being on stream and not being able to pause when I have to go do something. But, anyways, yeah, no, this, I've never been one much for doing the competitive side. It looks interesting though. I will say it looks interesting. I do at least have one or two remarks about it. also over here eating me some hard salami with hard salami with some mozzarella cheese in it. I feel like this is the same way they tried to advertise for God damn it. You know, I won a Pokemon game where you would go around with a single Pokemon and you'd battle other people. I think it's gonna have some issues if it's gonna be on Android and iOS, but I mean, who knows? It's basically a stadium fighting kind of game.
What you've just seen is the world's first glimpse of a new title, Pokemon Champions. This title will be focused on the Pokemon battles you know and love from core Pokemon games. Pokemon Champions.
It's also a little weird that it seems like it's gonna be a whole 2v2 kind of thing. Because how do I put this? Because normally, when it comes to a lot of Pokemon battles, it's usually best out of 6. But if you're doing it as 2v2, I don't know, it seems interesting because it's kind of like until the last Pokemon is defeated, you don't really know who the winner is. Literally, you can win the first match, but then lose the next 2.
Will continue the tradition of pitting your skills against those of other trainers from around the world, but this time we're aiming for these core-style battles to be enjoyed by more players than ever before. Game Freak, the developer of the core games, is carrying out the planning for this project, while development is being handled by the Pokemon Works. And Pokemon Champions will be coming not only to the Nintendo Switch family of systems, but to mobile devices too. You'll be able to choose how you want to play based on where you are.
It's going to be interesting to see how that
you
works
can
too.
also connect with Pokemon Home. Thanks to this connectivity,
Okay, let me point this out there, because I was kind of cheeky about it in my head earlier when I saw this. So, they're saying with this, you can play Pokemon Champions, but if you don't have Pokemon Home, I guess there's a roster they automatically give you, kind of like how they did in Pokemon Stadium. But if you have Pokemon Home, you can transfer any Pokemon from the Go, from any of your other games into Home and then into Champions. Honestly, that kind of makes me question if you can actually put some Pokemon. That makes me question whether or not they can be kept in Champions, or I shouldn't say kept in Champions. If they're stuck in Champions, or if you can move them back and forth between Champions and Home. Because I feel like if you can't move them back and forth, that a lot of people aren't really going to use this function a lot. And they're just going to go with the plain main roster that's given to them in the game.
you won't be limited to using Pokemon you can partner up with in Pokemon Champions. You'll be able to team up with Pokemon who joined you on your adventures in previous Pokemon games. We hope you're looking forward to battling Pokemon trainers from all corners of the world. Stay tuned for future announcements regarding the launch date of Pokemon Champions. Next, we'd like to share some
Yeah, I think
information about
Champions
the
is gonna
languages
come out.
Pokemon series games will be available in.
I think the Pokemon Champions game is either going to be sometime late this year, probably maybe a bit after the next Pokemon game comes out, which we all know when I say that it's going to be a late 2025, it's going to be the usual release date. Because Pokemon always comes out, every mainline Pokemon game always comes out around the same time. And I feel like Stadium is going to try to be that game that, or not Stadium, it's knockoff Stadium, okay? It's them trying to bring back Stadium, but trying to be just a little cheeky about it, so that way the newcomers don't actually feel like they're missing out on anything. Which, I mean, a lot of people are gonna look at them and say, yeah, no, the actual stadium game was a whole lot better. But, okay, so I think Champions is gonna come out after the Pokemon ZA. And the reasoning behind that, though, is because it wouldn't make much sense for Champions to come out beforehand if it's not being announced right now. But I feel like that would be the first thing. Like, if they were getting close to releasing it, they probably would have made the announcement right now by saying, yeah, okay, we're gonna go ahead and release this here within summer of 2025. That way it give people a chance to try and play the game. That way it gives people a chance to get in this and try to do all this stuff with their old Pokemon and everything before they have to go to this new region. So I think it's gonna be, you go to ZA and then you go off to Champions afterwards. Probably, I want to say maybe a year's time, Champions will come out.
Mr. Tomás Cortijo, please take it away.
Saludos a todos desde la nueva oficina de Pokémon en la hermosa Ciudad de México. Soy Tomás Cortijo, director regional para Latinoamérica de The Pokémon Company International. El día de hoy estoy muy feliz de anunciarles que Pokémon Champions estará disponible en español latinoamericano desde el día de su lanzamiento. De igual forma, además de los 9 idiomas que los entrenadores y entrenadoras pueden elegir.
Now, I'm extremely white, so I really do have to ask this. Is this going to be the same thing as Portuguese? I'm only saying this because I remember for a while when, back when Scarlet and Violet were announced and everything, because the whole entire region of that game was more or less supposed to be a representation of Portugal. A lot of people were questioning, is Portuguese going to be one of the languages that we can use in the game finally? But I don't think that was ever a thing. I don't think Portuguese was ever a language that got adapted into the games and everything. So it's kind of like, is this language he's talking about now, is this going to be something close to at least Portuguese? Because again, I'm white. So I understand. Technically, there's all different kind of ways of speaking a Spanish type of speaking Spanish. God, my head hurts so much by trying to do. I understand that there's all different kind of ways to speak Spanish and everything. That's what it mainly is. There's Latin, there's tradition, there's classic, which is supposed to be different from tradition. And then there's Portuguese, Cuban, I think there are some other different types of ways. Some of which, a lot of which I think is closely related to French and everything. Because I remember going to a French class back in high school, and one of the first things my teacher told the class was, if you ever took Spanish, or you know Spanish, you're going to do very well in the class. I was fucked. I would have been. Yeah, no, I didn't know look of Spanish. Yeah, I somehow passed that class with ease. Don't ask me. I was very good during that time. So yeah, honestly, I'm wondering if this is going to be that winning achievement that a lot of people get that Scarlet and Violet couldn't do.
Leyendas Pokémon ZA tendrá también la opción de jugarse en español latinoamericano. Esto significa que de aquí en adelante habrá 10 idiomas disponibles para jugar. Finalmente, como ya anunciamos con anterioridad, las futuras expansiones del famoso juego de cartas coleccionables de Pokémon estarán también disponibles en español de Latinoamérica. Localizar productos como Leyendas Pokémon ZA al español latinoamericano
ZA?
permitirá que
Is that how they
millones
do
de
it?
nuevos fans se unan a la comunidad global de Pokémon y se conecten con otros jugadores de formas nunca antes vistas. Como parte de The Pokémon Company Group, este es un claro ejemplo de nuestra misión de unir al mundo a través de Pokémon. Saber que los fans disfrutan aún más de jugar Pokémon en su idioma local nos permite explorar nuevas formas para deleitar a los jugadores de diferentes regiones y mercados como Latinoamérica. Este es un momento increíble para ser fan de Pokémon, sin importar en qué parte del mundo te encuentres, por lo que no puedo esperar para unirme a todos ustedes en sus próximas aventuras. Nos vemos pronto.
I'm sorry, I definitely have to be aware of
Finally,
the subtitles he's talking about.
Here's the latest update on Pokemon Legends ZA.
Take the last salami before I watch this magnificent thing. Okay, so here's the thing. This is going to be Pokemon ZA, which a lot of people thought was going to be something similar to Pokemon Legends Arceus, which it doesn't seem like that's how it's going to be. It seems like it's just going to be another how do I say? It seems like it's going to be another generic kind of Pokemon game. Like, instead of it being two versions of the game, it's going to just be ZA from now on. Or this one is just going to be ZA, which honestly isn't too bad. Sorry, well, she's stuck in the throat. Which honestly isn't going to be too bad, because it does mean that a lot of people don't have to choose between two different games to get all these different kind of Pokemon to try and find a way to use a home function with two different kind of games to switch over Pokemon from everywhere at once. No, just it's a large city, you can go anywhere you want, and you know, you can just you can go anywhere you want and just catch Pokemon. I'm gonna be spending a lot of time in the museum. I am cooked to fucking hell. Now, see, it's perfectly fine for me to say this, because it's already been 30 minutes into the video. No, but I'm cooked because I have never used any of these three. Also, Totodile and Chikorita, both of them were from the same video game. They're both from the same generation. Why is Tepig the one out of the... Why is Tepig the only one outside of the group? Know what I mean? Because when people were discussing like what three Pokemon are going to be in this, a lot of them kept thinking, oh, all three of them are going to be from three different kind of generations. I think... if I remember correctly, Arceus was supposed to be... I can't remember the owl one from Sun and Moon, but there's that one. There was Cyndaquil, which was supposed to be the fire member for this group, or for this particular type of trio. And then there was Oshawott from Black and White. So it wasn't bad or anything. It was the fact that they gave you an option of 3 different Pokemon from 3 different generations that actually did have a pretty standard, pretty well ranked liking to them. Now, me being the way I am, I feel like I'm cooked here. I think the first time I ever played, Silver, back when it was one of the large, like, square cartridges, instead of the small little rectangular ones. Back when I played it, I think the first one I got was Chikorita over there. Which, Chikorita wasn't exactly the best. Honestly, kind of useful for her. But, yeah, and then afterwards, I kind of stuck with Cyndaquil because, I don't know, Cyndaquil was always better looking. And I think I tried to do Totodile after I got Soul Silver, but it never felt right. Tepig, when I tried to play the first Black and White, or whichever one I had, I think I chose Tepig because at the time I thought, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be a fire type. I'm sorry, give me a moment. Sorry, didn't pause for that. Anyways, I think I chose Tepig the first time I played either the white or black version, and you know, it wasn't too bad of a decision on my part, but you know, in my opinion, all the ones from black and white were kind of bad. But Tepig, the Green Serpent, and Oshawott, I never liked any of them. I never liked the generation at all. I think only a few Pokemon from that generation I actually enjoyed. One of which being Zora and Zoroark. Like that Pokemon is awesome. But yeah, I'm cooked here. I am cooked unless I can easily find another Pokemon after getting these three and doing something about that. And it was kind of awesome to see, because, yeah, that as well. I really wish they would have a different design for the bracelet. But I am so happy to see Magus come back. And there's AZ.
Pokemon Legends ZA is a new title in the Pokemon series. The story takes place in Lumiose City, the largest city in the Kalos region. Prism Tower stands tall at the center of this city of beautiful vistas. These days, Lumiose is undergoing a high-tech urban redevelopment plan to turn it into a city that people and Pokemon truly share.
Which, I mean, when you think about it like that, if you ever played X and Y, definitely that game was supposed to be ahead of everything else, because they also had the holographic, what was it supposed to be? Like a hollow caller. Basically, anybody calling you up, you'll get a hologram of what they look like and everything, kind of like Star Wars. And just the fact that this one is going into the thought of, yeah, we are keeping a lot of it looking the same, like the museums, the architect, and everything, but we're kind of making it a little more high-tech in a lot of areas. That's honestly pretty cool. And just the fact that you can go up on rooftops and everything makes it feel a whole lot better, in my opinion, because that gives you more chance to roam around rather than just the regular streets and everything, because it gives you like a second layer to try and discover things.
After you arrive in Lumiose City to see the sights, you'll meet 3 Pokemon, one of which will become your first partner: Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. You'll choose one of these Pokemon to accompany you on a new journey as you get to know Lumiose City and its inhabitants. Here are some of the colorful characters you'll encounter. When you arrive in Lumiose, you'll meet a new friend and ally, either Urbane or...
So, if you look at how the two characters looked when they were battling, I'm guessing if you pick a female character, you're gonna have a friend, Urbane. But if you pick a male character, you're gonna get Tawny. Okay, yeah, it says right up there. I didn't. Which character you meet will depend on the appearance you chose for yourself in the game. Yeah, so I think with the way a lot of people were trying to even do it back in Scarlet and Violet, where they tried to make a male character but tried to make it look female, I think even with that, you'll still get Tawny because, you know, you picked a male character. And yes, I'm going to be saying male and female. I'm not going to go with the whole entire woke thing of body 1, body 2. And I am seriously going to on the game if it does that.
Tawny. The hotel where you'll be staying.
God damn, I keep forgetting how tall AZ is. I love that he got such a happy ending. Just the fact that at the end of X and Y, yeah, it was X and Y. I don't know why I was thinking Z was somewhere. Yeah, just the fact that at the end of X and Y, AZ finally found his unique Floetta that he sacrificed so much for to bring back to life. And
is run by AZ.
now look at him.
You'll also meet his partner, Floette. Lumiose's redevelopment is being managed by Quasartico Inc.
Okay, so should we put down money? Or is it pretty much a given this is the bad guy stuff? Because I don't know which one it is. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was both. But yeah, I can 100% tell these are going to be the people trying to stop us, trying to find Zygarde? Was it Zygarde? I can't remember what the third legendary was. But yeah, I can only imagine this is going to be the group that tries to find the legendary Pokemon roaming around the city, and we have to do something about it. Just so we're going to beat up on the guy or the girl. Because I'm fine either way. I have no trouble with that. It's just kind of a matter of, will this be a story of the CEO going a little too out of hand, or will it be the fact that she doesn't know what's going on in her own company?
You'll become acquainted with the company's CEO Jet and her secretary Vinny. The different people you meet will make your time in Lumiose all the richer.
I know I keep pausing it, but trust me on this idea. What if this turns out to be the one Pokemon game where, depending on how much you talk to these people and how much you interact with them, the more likely you can talk them down to doing something stupid and bad. Because honestly, I would love that. Just the fact that the secretary is doing this for a personal reason against the company, but yet you've become such a good friend with him while playing. He just looks at you and the whole thing and just goes, "Yeah, I'm sorry, kid. Go ahead and just turn me in. Yeah, I'm done with all this. I really don't care at this point in my life anymore." Or if you can talk down the CEO, and kind of be like, "Hey, first of all, you don't need to torture this Pokemon in order to actually do this. You know, we can just coexist with them. You can just simply have them keep coming back. You can simply have them keep doing all this. And, you know, we'll just find out the secret naturally. We don't have to stick a bunch of needles in them. We don't have to experiment on them." And then, yeah, they just agree. Honestly, that would be the best.
To help people and Pokemon coexist, the city has set up wild zones. These areas, located throughout Lumiose, give wild Pokemon habitats where they can thrive. To catch one of these wild Pokemon, aim carefully, then throw a Pokeball. If you're having a hard time catching one, have one of your Pokemon use its moves to weaken the target, making it easier to catch. This game offers a style of Pokemon battling not seen in previous titles. Moves can have a longer or shorter reach, or different areas of effect. So choose your timing and positioning carefully to gain the upper hand. Lead your partner Pokemon through battles and dodge incoming attacks. Swap Pokemon if you need to and find the right moment to unleash a move. What's more, certain Pokemon can go beyond evolution by undergoing Mega Evolution. When a trainer's
I want to use
keystone
my catchphrase,
resonates
but I'll
with
wait
the
until I
Mega Stone
start playing
held
this
by
on
the
stream.
Pokemon, the Pokemon will do more than just change shape. It'll unlock a new level of power, turning the tide of battle in its favor. As Lumiose continues its transformation into a city that belongs to both people and Pokemon, who knows what kinds of encounters and experiences will await you. Pokemon Legends ZA, coming late 2025.
Pokemon Legends ZA is scheduled to release in late 2025. We hope everybody can wait just a little longer for their adventures in Lumiose City to begin. That concludes our announcements for today. Thank you very much for watching.
Okay. Didn't need that bomb. Okay, anyways. So, it's kind of funny that this came up because one of the reasons that I want to talk about involves this. Guy. Well, I probably shouldn't because of this. Don't worry about these two. They're fine. Mostly. But yeah. This guy from MNJ TV. I don't know why I thought it was going to be MNJ Extras, but yeah. So, this guy from MNJ TV, Michael, he got me into a kind of mindset that I've been using that I've been using for a while. Go ahead and turn the sound. But yeah, no, the whole entire thing with Lumiose looks amazing. And let's see. Yeah, I don't know if you start out with that. Maybe it's gonna be a thing where it's like, how do I say? Like you were just randomly given it, and you know, mysteries about it lie in Lumiose. And because of, you know, this promotional match and everything, because you're getting this message, more likely it gives you a reason to actually go to Lumiose. God damn, if I can ever get this thing. But yeah, and of course, that looks a lot like Lumiose Tower. So, see if I can. Yeah. Okay, maybe I have to go through it. Trying to wait for it to get back to that certain moment. Maybe it passed. There you go. Yeah, so I can only imagine these two are putting on the whole entire tournament thing, which is one of the reasons why they're I can't say one of the reasons why they're evil. I mean, there was Rose from Sword and Shield, so yeah, maybe it's not that bad to think that the evil person is just putting on shows just to do some shit again. But yeah, no. So I think with the fact that you're going to this tournament and everything has something to do with their main evil plan and why they want a lot of these people to come and participate in the tournament. Which again gives your character a reason to go there because they have a Mega Stone. And you know, in the first time going around with X and Y, the first time with X and Y, you were just kind of given it and told that it came by because of an old war and everything that happened. But who knows? Maybe there's something different with this. Maybe there's some kind of a reason, like your character is the child of the main character from a while back. I mean, it wouldn't be too much of a bad idea considering that X and Y was. God, I'm gonna hate myself for looking this up, but let's go ahead and do it. Let's see. Oh, that hit me in the feels. That hit me in the age. Okay, so X and Y came out in October 2013. God, I hate looking at that. Okay, so technically, the characters. Certainly thinking about it, the characters are usually about 10 or 11 when they set out on their journeys. So no, because then the main character would be somewhere within his 20s. Unless we do a huge jump in time and everything between both X and Y in this. Because no, maybe AZ did get his building up and everything by that time, within the last 12 years. 12 years. Goddamn. I'm old. I don't know how to explain the mega bracelets. I mean, it'd be cool if your character did have them from the start, but probably not what would happen. But, you know, at the very least, all of this does look fantastic. You know, I can still kind of hate the company for what it did with Power World, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna hate the games. So, Pokemon X and Pokemon ZA, I'm still gonna be waiting for that to come out. And I am still playing the Pokemon TCG mobile game. So you can definitely be sure that I'm gonna be out here looking for. Oh, first of all, yeah, I'm gonna be out here trying to look for these Mega Evolution cards. God damn, they look beautiful. Look at that. Look at that psychic energy there. And that powerful punch there. But yeah, not even that. Oh yes, and even Darkrai event coming out next month. No, I don't even think I've talked about that. So, because of MNJ TV, I've kind of branded myself as a leader of a group as well. because I've seen his videos. They're fun, they're fantastic to watch and everything. And I really enjoy the thought of being my own, like, leader of group. So with that, I made a video, God, like, how many months ago? I made a video a long while back, probably still here on YouTube. I have no idea. I don't really check my videos. But, I made a video a while back with my friends when playing Pokemon Infinite Fusion. And during so, I said that I was going to be only using Dark and Ghost types. Of course, I ended up, because of the game Infinite Fusion, I ended up mixing Pokemon from the Ghost and Dark type with any other type that I kind of fancied. Like, a lot of them were Gardevoirs, there were some that were Luxrays. I didn't do any Absols. I'm a huge fan of Absol and everything, but I feel like that would be cheating if I did like an entire group Absol, because then that would just give me a huge Dark type boost. So yeah, I'm a person who uses Dark and Ghost type, and the name of my group is the Demon Syndicate. And though the name doesn't match the action, the reason I came up with the name is because, well, if you see me on Twitch, you probably know I'm a huge believer in philosophy. And one of those is a philosophy of a name not giving an action meaning, but an action giving a name meaning. And that's kind of why, even though I call my group the Demon Syndicate, it's more of like running how do I say? Like an orphanage or like a pet adoption center. The whole entire idea would be to take in stray Pokemon or abused Pokemon and everything, and give them a place to be, and a trainer comes along, they want to adopt one, say a Ralts or like a Growlithe, it's perfectly fine. They can adopt them. And to me, it seemed like a good idea because, I don't know how many people have this kind of mindset, but have you ever, gone to catch a Pokemon and, like, it only has the one evolution? It has no, what you catch is what you get, basically. And you only caught it because you want to fill out the Pokédex. But you don't want to fill up your inbox, so you just release it. That would be kind of like where my group comes in, where we'll take it and everything, we'll let it grow, because you caught a wild Pokemon, and because of the way the game is, it's no longer a wild Pokemon, it's now a tamed animal. And tamed animals, they're not so good at being in the wild. And yeah, the idea behind it a lot would be the fact that you release it from the Pokeball, so it's no longer a tamed animal, it's more of a wild animal again. It's not really how the real world works, so in my mind, it's kind of like, instead of releasing it out to the wild, you could just hand it over to the orphanage or the pet daycare and everything, and they take care of it. Yeah, I'd be the leader of the organization. We use Dark and Ghost type because, they got a bad rep, even though a lot of their habits and way of doing things are, because they've never met a human until recently. If you think an animal is going to change just because of a human, that is not how things work. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm excited that Darkrai is coming. I'm also very excited to see what kind of stuff you're going to get from Darkrai. Like, of course, you would get the dark berries and everything, but it's kind of a wonder of, say, what ingredients you get. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. my babbling aside, I think that's pretty much going to be it for today. So, until next time, I'll see you all later.